So, what we're going to do here is take some wisdom that's over a century old and turn it into a super practical guide for life right now. We're going to zero in on two huge ideas from Wallace D. Wattles: how to act in a way that actually gets results, and how to find the kind of work you're truly meant to be doing. Let's get right into it.
You ever have one of those days? You're just running around, ticking things off the list, your brain is firing on all cylinders, but when you finally sit down, you feel like you haven't actually moved the needle on anything important. That's the busy trap. It's so frustrating, right? You're putting in all this effort, but the results just don't seem to match. So, what's going on? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down 3 core principles from Wattles that get right to the heart of this problem. The whole goal isn't to do more, it's to make what you're already doing really count. We're going to look at how to shift your actions, your mindset, and even your career path from just frantic to focused. Because let's be honest, being busy is not being effective. All right, let's dive into the first big idea. And this is a really fundamental shift in how you think. Instead of worrying about how many things you can get done, we're going to focus on the quality of each single action. It's all about making every bit of effort a success in and of itself. Wattles has a name for this: efficient action. And the definition is so simple, but it's really profound. It means that every single thing you do, no matter how small or mundane it seems, can be a success as long as you do it with your full power and your full attention. It's not about how the whole day turns out, it's about the quality of what you're doing in this exact moment. And this just lays it out so clearly, right? You've got 2 paths in front of you. On one side, you've got inefficient acts. Your mind is scattered, you're doing a bunch of things kind of poorly, and that road ultimately leads to failure. But on the other side, you've got efficient acts. Full concentration on just a few things, but doing them really well. The big takeaway here is that each separate action is its own success or its own failure, and they all add up. And this is where it really hits home. As Wattles put it, if your life is just a string of inefficient acts, it's going to be a failure. Not because you were unlucky or didn't have talent, but because the very building blocks were shaky. But on the flip side, a life made up of one efficient, successful act after another, well, that has to be a success. The whole thing is just the sum of its parts. Okay, so that brings us to our second principle, which really builds on that first one. This is all about mastering a really delicate balance. You have to hold this clear vision for your future, while at the same time pour every ounce of your energy into what you're doing right now. It's about escaping what he calls the divided mind. So part 1 of this is having a clear direction. You've got to know where you're headed. You need to hold a steady, clear mental picture of your ultimate goal. Really see yourself in that better role, that different life. That vision becomes your North Star, your compass. But, and this is everything, that vision is totally useless without action, right here, right now. The magic is in the combination. Your vision is what sets things in motion, but it's your action in the present that actually moves you forward. You have to put your whole mind into present action. That divided mind happens when you're physically doing one thing, but your brain is off somewhere else, worrying about the future, replaying the past. That just splits your power and makes whatever you're doing inefficient. So the practice is to hold that big vision, but then let it go for a bit and pour 100% of your focus into the task at hand, calmly, with purpose. And this is exactly why the advice is to not hurry, worry, or fear. Rushing isn't a sign that you're productive. It's actually a sign of fear. It comes from this competitive scarcity mindset that says, oh no, if I don't get there first, it'll be gone. The creative mindset is different. It understands there's enough for everybody, and there's plenty of time. And that lets you work with this calm, focused power. Okay, so this all leads to a really practical question, right? How do you actually find the right work for you? Well, the answer isn't to go on some frantic search or make a hasty jump to something new. Instead, it's a process of deliberate, natural growth. Think of this as a kind of roadmap. Step 1. You just excel right where you are now. Do your current job so incredibly well that you outgrow it. You become too big for your position. That creates a natural pull towards something bigger. While you're doing that, pay attention to your strong desires. What are you really drawn to? That's step 2. Then step 3 is to actively develop the talents connected to those desires. This isn't about quitting your job to follow a whim. It's about building your skills right now. And it's that steady growth that opens the door to the right opportunity when it shows up. And this is such a powerful way to think about it. You know that deep desire you feel, maybe to write or build or lead? That's not just a random daydream. It's actually proof of an undeveloped power inside you that is begging to be expressed. A strong desire is proof of strong power, so you've got to listen to it. It's pointing you toward the work you are uniquely equipped to do. Remember, the idea is to change your environment through steady growth, not sudden leaps.
All right, this all sounds great, but how do we make it practical? Like, what can we do today to start living this way? Let's boil all these ideas down into a simple, practical tool you can start using the second this is over.
So yeah, how can you make this real in your life, right now? Well, the key is a super simple mental check-in that you can use all day long.
Let's call it the efficient action filter. It's so easy. Before you do your next thing, whether it's sending an email, making a phone call, whatever, just pause, take one breath, and ask yourself two things. First, am I bringing my full, undivided attention to this? And second, am I doing it calmly, from a place of creative power, not competitive fear? Just using that simple filter can absolutely transform the quality of your entire day.
Wow. Okay. We have covered a lot here. So let's just take a second to pull it all together and recap the key takeaways before we talk about where to go from here.
First, real progress comes from doing things well, not just doing a lot of things. Second, the secret sauce is combining that big future vision with total focus on this present moment. Third, you grow into your right work. You don't just stumble upon it. And finally, you can use that simple, efficient action filter to guide every single thing you do. When you apply these ideas, your whole life can become a success, one single action at a time.
You know, this idea of efficient action, it's really a cornerstone for everything else we talk about in this series. If this clicked for you, then you'll definitely want to continue the journey with the next explainer, the 8th one, where we get into how to convey an impression of increase in everything you do. The full series is waiting for you in the playlist.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. What's just one thing, one single task you can do today with your complete, calm, and undivided attention? Just start there. See what happens.